Can y'all hear me now? I assume y'all can hear me now. iPhone got this thing now, like if it ignore the limit, I mean, soon it hit 10 o'clock, my phone, it automatically shuts down. Well, I mean, it don't cut the phone don't cut off, but I have it to where like all my apps are shut down, like so YouTube, all of that. So that probably messed up the mute. Like that live was going like strong. I ain't even gonna lie, like for real, that was going strong. But hey, gamers, what's up? What's up? What's up? Was you here? Like, was you here in the last live? Like, 'cause that one got kind of interrupted. But yeah, make sure y'all get this live a thumbs up. Hey, it was kind of popping up in here. I ain't gonna lie. Every time I meditate before I do a live, I got people in here automatically. I'm able to talk longer. But I ain't getting nothing to drink. That's what I should have did. But I forgot what the conversation was about. But it'll get. I'm pretty sure to come back. Just try. I guess I'm trying to wait till like the same people who was here probably come back. But kind of, I know what I was talking about because I know Irie had came in the chat and like so I was kind of talking about Irie, but nobody can hear me. So everything happens for a reason though. Like so, I ain't even gonna trip. I ain't even gonna say, oh man, I'm mad that happened. Like everything happened for a reason. I tend to know why those things happen. So I ain't gonna complain. I ain't even gonna try to repeat everything I said. Like, I don't know when the last, like, I don't know what's the last thing y'all heard. Like, that's the thing. Like, what's the last thing that y'all hear? Like, cause I can go off the last thing I said, but I don't know how long I was muted for. I probably was muted for like 3 minutes and I was just talking. If somebody who was in the chat can let me know what we was talking about, we could just start off from there. No, I wasn't just got back to the crib. Oh yeah, like I was on live for almost an hour before I got muted, and then like I had to restart it. Like, so like I'm not truly sure like what I had stopped talking about. I mean, what we all stopped hearing me at, but like I know probably I was muted for a minute. But I'm proud of myself though, like, cause I could have easily been like, nah, I ain't gonna. I could take another day of resting and not get on the live. But we was talking about putting the order next to my mom's picture. Then you muted. Oh yeah, like so. If you want your life to go right, do you need to be religious to go to the afterlife spirit world? No, like no. No matter your beliefs, no matter how positive or how religious you was when you die, your spirit be here. I mean, now if you are a person who has the information, you know what happens afterlife. Like you know where your spirit can go. Like your mind can take you. Like then you can go. You ain't gotta be stuck here. Like when I die, I won't be just no ancestor. I'll probably be like fucking how Jesus was. Not to say I'm Jesus, but I'm gonna probably be gone where I'm not gonna be hanging around on Earth, like, cause I view Earth as hell, like, so I'm not. My spirit ain't gonna be stuck in on this that astral plane. Like it's when I say your mind, I mean you can go. or there's things in the universe. Like, it's crazy what's out there, and people think it's just, oh, I seen that on TV, that can't be real. Like, nah. If you read some of the books I read, is it a hell? No, it's a purgatory, a place that's it's called purgatory, but it's not hell. And hell is, if a person think they gon' if their beliefs is hell, they think they was a bad person. They know they was a bad person. They did fucked up shit. Like, they gonna experience. It ain't even gonna be no purgatory. Cause once you die, none of this shit mean nothing. None of this shit mean nothing except evolving out of this motherfucker. Except like spiritually growing. That's the only thing that matters on earth. Everything else, none of that shit. No sins. It ain't no killing people. Like, people say, oh, that's bad. Like, nah, that's just part of this motherfucking planet. Like, so no, you're not gonna go to hell if you killed nobody. Like, the Ten Commandments will not send you to hell. Like, not believing in Jesus, not believing in the Bible will not send you to hell. Like, hell is an illusion. There is no devil. Like, the devil is like your negative thinking. Like, just them negative thoughts. Like, you not being your highest self. Like, that's the devil. Like, but as far as like a lake of fire, nah. But if you commit suicide, like, you will go to a dark place. Like, you will have to like get yourself back out of it. Like, but it's not no eternal place. It may seem like eternal. It may feel like eternal because time is an illusion. Like, especially when you die, you're not going by the days of the calendar. Or you're not worried about. It's not no time. Like, so spiritual shit is way, way, way complex. But like I said, that's what I'm an expert in. Like, so when people start asking like spiritual questions, like, I start to get hyped because like a lot of times people they're not aware of the information. They don't even think about that shit. Most people don't want to think about hell. Like, they rather hope heaven was real. But me, when I was a Christian growing up, like, I used to always like I fear, of course, I fear going to hell, but at the same time, I'm like, is a heaven is a place I wanna like be eternally, like, listen, because the way I view heaven as, not to talk about religion, but the way I view heaven as, it's a golden gated place. The ground is gold. You can mansions everywhere. Only thing you eating is milk, honey, and grapes. Like, I'm like, that's not a place I think like my soul, like my spirit wants to be eternally. Not especially not after I was here on earth. Like, this is hell. Like, so like I always like, yeah, I don't want to go to hell, but at the same time, like, shit, heaven, like, that don't sound too peaches and cream for me. I'm lactose intolerant. Even like, even though with that vision, like, I had painted as heaven, like, who, like, it probably is a heaven in the afterlife. It's the best thing you can create for yourself. Like, whatever you can picture for yourself can be your heaven. So it's probably people who transition right now and living in their heaven because they got the information. They realize, oh, being around me, any spirit that come around me, like, they learn from me, or I get something from them. Like, it works both ways. You can't, a spirit just can't come around me and not help me, because I'm that's what I provide. I provide information. So, like, when I say I deal with a lot of spirits on a daily, I'm talking about a lot, like, a lot. Mm-hmm. But hell, like, just a physical hell, nah. We living in hell right now. That's why you feel pain. That's why you feel heartbreak. That's why you experience so much trauma, bad shit. Like, this is hell. Like, especially when you reincarnate and you keep coming back here. Like, that's eternal. You may not like be burning up in a lake of fire, but experiencing life, this life, and you're not your highest self, if you're not on a path of righteousness or like self, like the path, the type of journey I'm on, like, shit, then I'm pretty sure the people on this live, like, y'all on the path of like knowledge, like spiritual growth. Like, even if you still in religion, like, you have a positive way of thinking. hearing me is just going like, oh shit, I had thoughts, and he just confirmed what I was like what I was thinking. Like that's all I am. I'm just confirmation. Like anybody who click on this live, like if for the first time you clicked on, I'm pretty sure it was by accident, or you randomly were like, hey, let me see what he had going on. But when you start hearing me talk, it resonated. Like so, I know that happens every single time I get on live. But I know like when I talk, open my mouth, speak, give people information, like blessings happen for me. So my whole thing is to keep doing that times 100, like shit. And YouTube is my biggest platform right now, like so. I ain't got no choice but just to go in because my Instagram was hacked at 27,000, but that was declining every single day. So like shit, that wasn't growing for me. So YouTube, like once I start posting shorts and getting on live, that's when I start growing. Like in 7,000 subscribers on YouTube is not bad. At first, I used to look at the like people who didn't have at least 100,000 subscribers. I thought that was low or didn't really mean much. But now, like I'm growing my own channel, and I'm not looking at my brother's channels who got millions of subscribers. I'm like, oh shit, 8,000 really means something. Though those are people. Each one of these people that's in this live, that's important. You know how many people y'all know and y'all can affect. So if I'm speaking righteousness, if I'm giving game, like that's only going like push out positive energy to where y'all impacting people in positive ways. So like me, like I said, understanding who I am, what my mission is on earth, like I'm running my marathon and I'm staying in my lane. Like I'm not trying to be like nobody else. I'm not following nobody else. That's why I'm not in a religion. Like that's why I don't have no type of it ain't no group of me. Like it ain't no bunch of me's. Like I'm not in no spiritual no group. Like I don't even fuck with the conscious community. Like those people like I used to think Christians or religious people was bad, but then when I started waking up, I'm like, oh hell no, I'd rather just be my own self and like just walk my journey. Like I don't need a group of people like to confirm what I believe in. I got my music. Like listening to Nipsey Hussle confirmed every single thing that I believed in for my journey, and that's all I need. Like that's all you need on your journey is the music, the soundtrack to your life. Like so me knowing like I already got the soundtrack to my life, like I don't need 10 people. Like Fat Joe said, he took 50 niggas on a trip and only he told them that he was broke and didn't have it. Only 6 people said, "I'll be with you to the end." Like I didn't have to figure that out. Like my Gigi always told me, Kenneth, you ain't got no friends. So that even the niggas I grew up with, who I consider my best friends, 2 of them people crossed me. Like so, I always knew as a young person, I don't have no friends. I'm not about to be like I didn't have like literally how much money did Fat Joe spend on all these niggas? He said they all had Cadillacs. They was on in Puerto Rico, flown there on 2 private jets, like off of his dime. How much money had he spent before that? That don't include food, clothes, shelter, bills, like family members. Like he was spending millions on people who did not give not a single fuck about him. Like so me, I'm like, oh nah. I didn't have to watch that video to know like I'm not gonna go down that path. Even though I'm not no rapper, I'm not nobody on no big platform where I need that many niggas with me. But at the same time, like shit, people do that. 50 Cent talk about it. His first, like when he first started popping, he had his whole neighborhood with him. That's why he bought the house he bought. Like, cause he wanted to bring in his surroundings around him. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be in my office on live. I don't want to. I don't. I'm not the type of person who like to go out and party. I used to do that in my 20s. I'm 31. I can't continue to do the same things I used to do, especially when that didn't lead me nowhere. It led me the opposite way of what I was trying to go. So, like, understanding that, knowing, like I said, knowing who I am now, I don't focus on, first of all, shit that ain't got to do with me. That's why I never really talked about other topics, because I'm like, I ain't trying to focus on shit that ain't got to do with me. But I'm like, Kenna, you need to do that. Like, if you want to build your brand up, if you saying Positive Minds Only is a media company, then guess what? You gotta fucking be the journalist. You gotta be the reporter. Like, so I gotta be talking about this shit. Like, what's going on with Crip Mac. If anybody who know who Crip Mac is, like, shit, that's what I was first started talking about. Like, shit, I had to talk about that. If I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna talk about what's going on in the world today. Like, this is what's all around the internet. So, further in the live, I mean, next day's live, you gonna hear me talking about what's going on, whether what I post on as a short or what's going on in hip hop community or the world. Like, that's what I'm gonna start talking about, like incorporating in my lives, so I don't just be repeating the same shit all the time. So I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna add the book club, the Positive Minds Only book club live, where we listen to different books that helped me on my journey, and we discuss those books as we're listening to. So I'm just gonna, as I grow, as this channel grow, like I'm gonna continue to add more things. So all I gotta do is continue to post every day, get on this motherfucker every day, talk every day, cause I already do that. Whether it's I'm not on camera, like even when I was sick, I had to talk. Whether I was talking to my kids or my wife. So like shit, knowing like I got time, knowing I'm not in school no more. I work for myself. Like I work from home. Like so, I got is all the time in the world. Like so, I took those breaks these past few days because I wasn't feeling 100%. So I don't like projecting that energy out there. Like when if I ain't 100, if I'm not thinking well or if I don't feel well, I'm not gonna get on camera. Like first of all, because I don't want sympathy. Second of all, I just seen something flash past my eyes, like some spiritual shit. No lots of shit. I just seen some shit. Y'all probably didn't see it, but I literally just seen some shit. But hey, that's how my life has been these past few years. You're one of the coolest, realest, down to earth guy. Honestly, you talking definitely helped with my fear of death. Oh yeah, fuck death. Death actually not fuck death. Death is the best thing that happened. That's the only thing you can't escape on this planet is death. Like so, there's absolutely no fear, like no reason to be afraid. Like knowing like if you got an ancestor, somebody you love, and you think about that person, you smell that person, like you feel that person sometimes, they letting you know we always around here with you. Like we are here, we just not in the flesh. Like so they so not burning in hell, they not chilling in heaven. They here with you. Unless they a person who died and was like me. I'm pretty sure when Nipsey died, his spirit is not stuck on earth. Like cause he had information where I'm pretty sure like he know like his spirit can go to another constellation, to another fucking planet. Like that's what I believe. That's what I know to be true. Like and me like that's because I know who I am. Like I know how many times I reincarnated. Like shit, I know this is my last time being on this planet. Like so, and I know I'm going out with a bang. Like so, I'ma say whatever the fuck is on my mind, and I'm gonna stay in my lane till it's my time to go. Like I'm not gonna rush it, cause my life is going great. I love my life. Like I have no complaint. Even when I get sick, I'm like, well, this is just my time to rest. That's what I look at it as. Like I didn't stop posting shorts, but I didn't get on live because I ain't had the energy to. So, hey, if you're not on your path, if you don't know what your purpose is on this planet, just all you gotta do is ask yourself. Keep asking yourself, and the answer will show up spiritually. Like it ain't no big. Somebody gonna just come tell you what your. Hey, it may do work out like that. Some random person may just say, "Hey, you should be doing this." Like it'll happen just like that if you continue to ask yourself, "What's my purpose? Why am I here? What's the meaning of Earth?" Everything I've asked myself, I've always gotten the answer within like the next hour or day. Like I've always gotten the answer to everything I asked for. So I'm a curious person. So I'm always ask myself questions. All and then when I know like the answers always come, like so, yeah, like fear. I mean, fear of death. Like that was my big one of my biggest fears. Once I got over that fear, once I like, that's really changed. That was one of the things that changed my life. Like, getting over the fear of death, knowing like shit. Oh, it ain't no such thing as a sinner. Like literally, there's no such thing as a sinner on this planet. Only thing that's considered being a sin is not living your life, not living the life you want to live. That's a sin. Like sacrificing your life and your time at a job that you hate, being in a relationship that you are depressed and stressed, knowing you should be out, knowing you should be free. Like that, cause that's hell. Like so, I lived that life before. Like it didn't get me where I wanted to go in life. So like knowing what works for me, like I stick to it. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm not gonna do. I'm not. You're not gonna see me switching up as I grow. Like only thing you're gonna do is see me evolve more. See me think about certain shit in a different perspective. Like, cause that's all I'm doing is gaining a different perspective, learning some more shit. Like, and it's usually coming from me reading books. Like, so there's millions of books you can read. Me, I'm a person I know that. Like, and I don't have to. I got books in the back. I don't have to read those physical. I could just listen to an audio book, and like that saves a bunch of time. Like so, like I said, adding that to like what I got going on as far as my life, like that's just gonna help me grow my brain. Would you consider yourself a transcendentalist? When I pass away, that's when I'll consider myself as that. But as far as me being on this earth, like I know I've transcended out of my old self, my old way of being, but like there's still levels. Like I'm still not the most. Like I'm still not where I know I can be at. Like there's still things I haven't tapped into. So I know like shit. I grew up playing Pokemon. Anybody who ever grew up playing Pokemon, you had this one your favorite Pokemon, and you played with that motherfucker till you evolved it to 99 or 100. As you evolve your character, what happens? It gains more moves, it gets stronger, it gets more powerful. Like so, not to call myself a Pokemon, but like I'm only like understanding like if I just enhance my own life, don't worry about nothing else. Like I'm gonna just continue to grow. I'm just gonna continue to grow. You know, I just be trying to encourage other people. Like, hey, you need to be on your journey. You need to be growing. You gotta follow me. You ain't even gotta listen to what I got to say. All I want you to do is get on your shit. Like, live your life how you want to live it. Like, don't worry about what other people got going on. Don't worry about other people's opinions. Because none of that shit matters. Especially when you die. Right? Especially when you transition and pass over. Like, hopefully my stuff ain't muted. Didn't. I need to charge my phone, but I ain't got my charger. I guess when my phone dies, that's when I hop off live. So it's probably gonna cut off in probably. My songs, I get that 20% on my iPhone. My phone usually lasts about 30 to 40 minutes, but we gonna see how long it lasts today. But that did distract me from what I was just talking about. But as far as being a transcendentalist, I kind of see myself as like always evolving. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, evolving and growing, like as a Pokemon. Like so, shit. I guess some people would consider me that, like, not me calling my own self that. Like so, I never even like ever thought about that. Like, never. That's a good question though, cause I've seen that term a lot, but I never focused on like what it meant, like, or who are the people who were considered transcendentalists. But I'm pretty sure there are people who think for themselves, like, and that's what I do. I think for myself, like, and I don't let nobody tell me, "Oh, what you think is crazy. What you believe in is crazy." I know it works for me, and that's all that matters. What you believe in. Anybody who know whatever you believe in, it works for you. That's why you believe in it, right? If it stopped working for you and you still believe in it, then that's when your life is gonna go backwards. Me, when I was a Christian, it when I truly believed in it, it worked for me. It just got to a point where I started having different thoughts, and like my answers wasn't getting questioned. So I'm like, what I believe in ain't working for me no more. So obviously I gotta evolve. I gotta transcend. I'm like basically transcend. Like so, I guess now that you mention it, I do consider myself as one of those. But we should all be just growing. Some people they graduate from high school, college, and they be stuck at that age for the rest of their life. They can be 65 years old, but they still doing what they was 18, working a regular job that they don't like, paying bills, probably in an environment that they've been in their whole life, and like they never experienced nothing new. Never fucking. My favorite Pokemon. That's a good question. Ah, I'm gonna say Pikachu because he's the original. Pikachu, Charizard. I ain't really fuck with Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Blastoise. Like any of the top Pokemon, like back in the day, like those are the ones I truly fuck with. I don't the original 50 Pokemon. Those are the only ones I like. I really fuck with. But then like the then it went to 150, or was it? Did it start at 150 Pokemon? I think it started at 150, but then they just started adding way more, and then I stopped playing the game like over time. So it's really nice meeting you. I have my YouTube channel too at 920 subscribers. You can check me out if you like. I talk about a lot of crap though. Hey, whatever's like helping you grow your channel, that's what matters. Like as you gonna see, I'm gonna have to start talking about a lot of bullshit. Like but as for now, I'm building up my fan base, my core fan base. So when I do start talking about random bullshit, like y'all understand why. Like it's all because Positive Minds Only is a media company. So I can't just talk about me. I can't just talk about spirituality because the world is that's not gonna resonate with the world. That's not gonna resonate for my brand. Like Positive Minds Only ain't no spiritual brand. I'm just a spiritual person. So it's not about me. It's about this. But I'm definitely gonna check you out. I definitely, like I said, I'm gonna subscribe. Anybody that usually like is always talking, I try to subscribe to the channel. But like I said, Irie, like when you had first came in and it was muted, I was talking about how you always been showing up in my lives every day, and like how you like would choose like you be having conversations that have me thinking of like what have me thinking outside the box. So like shout out to Irie River for that. But, but yeah, I'm like I said, I'm gonna have to start talking about random shit because whatever's trending in the world, like I don't want to talk about that, but that is what goes on in the world. And if I do see it, then I do have thoughts on it, so I might as well talk about what's trending. Shit, that's why I should have named the topic like something about Crip Mac. But at the same time, do I want to add that energy to my page? Like even though I'm talking about like worldly shit, my personal favorite Scyther, I fuck with Scyther. I definitely fuck with Scyther. Like, and he wasn't too hard to catch like in a game. Like certain Pokemon like was super hard. You could damn it was impossible to catch a Charizard. Definitely impossible to catch a Snorlax. Like those just now me going back as a kid just playing Pokemon all day. Like I don't think I ever beat that game fully, but I just imagine how much money you would have spent like growing up in the 90s, 2000, early 2000s. Like games, all you had to do was buy the game. You didn't have to worry about no extra fucking DC pack. You ain't gotta worry about no extra like add-ons. You couldn't buy no fucking costumes. Like all you had to do was play the game and like gain the shit. So like just imagine if I grew up during that time. Like man, like I wouldn't have had shit because my grandma, my Gigi was not buying none of that. Like shit, the games we would get, like we got my first gaming system was Super Nintendo. We got that game by the time fucking Nintendo 64 had came out. So we would always get our games like super late, but at the same time we didn't care because we was having fun. And then I had a friend who had all the newest games, so I could just go over there every day. So like, but yeah, I love video games. Uh, Pokemon for shows. My Game Boy, my number one favorite game. Pokemon Silver and Gold. That was my number one favorite. Pokemon Yellow was the first time they had Pikachu following you when you was in the game, but I didn't really have that one. Probably played it a couple times, but I don't think I had that one. But I fuck with Pokemon, and it's coming back. Like people was buying millions for Pokemon cards. If I had a known like if I had held on to these Pokemon cards that I had in the '90s, that those would be worth millions. I'd have kept all of them. Like I had hundreds of Pokemon cards. As gaming became more mainstream, more capitalist values flooded in, good and bad. That's true. That's true. But I'm not gonna complain. Like I'm not no person that's always buying shit. Like, usually when I gotta spend money on games, it's cause my kids. 100% of the time I'm spending money on video games is cause my son wanted his PlayStation, or sometimes I gotta play buy Roblox. But other than that, I don't play no video games like that. I play Roblox with my kids, but I ain't spending too much money on that. But in my 20s, oh yeah, I was spending hella bread. Just on games on my phone, I was spending thousands a month on like just like stupid shit. Like now that I'm older, I'm like, damn, can I just, no wonder you couldn't save. You couldn't save your money. Like I wasn't listening to All Money in my early 20s, so I didn't know about saving my money. Like I wasn't like didn't know about investing. I wasn't taught that way. I was raised to get a job, like go to school, like get the best paying job you can get and work till you 65 years old, then retire, get like and live the rest of your days out. Like that's how we was taught growing up. Now, as I'm an adult, like I'm realizing that's the fucked up way to go. Like I ain't trying to be that way because I see how my grandma turned out, and she's 70 some years old and she still works. So I'm like, I'm good on that type of lifestyle. So I got people who's in my life that showed me good and bad things that I did want in life and things I didn't want in life. So once I seen that, once I know like what I'm living for, what I want from life, like I write the plan down, write the goal down, and I execute. Like, and I have no fear of failure. Literally, I have no type of fear of failure. I don't. Once I fear something, like that gets my adrenaline rushing. Like, oh yeah, I get to call myself out. Like once I start, like you know how that fear coming to you about some shit. Like now, like when I, if it's something that's fear, whether it's doing skydiving or anything, I'm like I'm willing to face that challenge because ain't nothing about to make me like. What am I about to fear some shit for? Like what the fuck? Like death is the word. Like most people think death is the worst thing. I'm cool with it. I'm okay with death. Like, so what the fuck is there? What am I scared? There's nothing to be scared about. Like, I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. I can do whatever I want to do. Because I'm not afraid to die. Like, I'm not afraid of failure. That shit just excites me more. Like, it's crazy, but it excites me more. Failure should be something to be afraid of, but something to be excited to learn. Exactly. Like, you know how many times I failed on YouTube? Like, I've been posting on YouTube since 2017. I never had over 100. I've never had 20,000 views. I've never had over more than 2,000 subscribers this whole time until I started posting shorts. Even when I had knew who I was, I still didn't figure out the algorithm to YouTube. Now, like I said before, once my Instagram got hacked, that's when it was like I was free, like to grow my channel. I don't know, like spiritually, something happened soon as the person hacked my shit and they took away that burden, because that's all it was. Like, even though it had 27,000 followers on Instagram, it was a burden seeing, like, when I would post a picture, I wasn't getting thousands of views. I wasn't even getting hundreds of views. Like, so it was probably seeing when somebody would see my channel, like, oh, this nigga probably paid for his fucking followers. But I didn't. Like, I had grew that off the strength of my brother's YouTube. So once that got took away, like, that was actually the last thing my brother had did for me. Like, he had used gave me a bunch of his hand me down clothes at a point in time, got rid of all of those, gave me his jewelry, I gave that back. Like, he had gave me the followers I had on Instagram. So once that got hacked and took away, like, it was like I was free of, like, just my old life. Like, cause it wasn't like the hand me downs he like was super worn out or the jewelry was fake. Like, nah, it was real jewelry. It was designer clothes things that I thought I wanted at the time. Like, I got everything I wanted, but it was handed to me. So once I got out of that, I'm like, okay, I understand the importance of building your own brand. You don't want nothing handed to you, because somebody can always say, hey, I gave that to him. That's the reason he popping is because his brother. Now, the majority of my subscribers is because I built it on my own. Like, I don't have to worry about an Instagram no more. I told the nigga who hacked my shit, I don't give a fuck. You can have it. Like, what the fuck? You're doing me a favor. And I swear it was the best favor he could do for me, because now all the energy I focused on that failing ass Instagram and Facebook, like, I put that on YouTube, posting on community posts, posting shorts, getting on live. Like, my mind is like focused main like to on YouTube. Like, I know YouTube pays, like, so I'll be a fool not to capitalize off, like, the growth I'm getting, like, within these past 3 months. So if I can do this for the next 9 months, just imagine how, like, big my channel can grow. So I'm not gonna have no expectations and say, oh, I'm gonna be this, have this many subscribers by the end of the year, this many views. Nah, I'm not gonna even do that. But I will tell you, I'll be monetized. Like, so, and that's the main mission. Like, getting monetized. It's not about having 100,000 subscribers. It ain't about having 1 million subscribers. It's about getting my channel monetized, getting the message out, and building my brand up. So that's what I'm been doing. That's what I will continue to do. And as I get on live, I'm gonna just continue to talk about different shit. But it's gonna be it's still gonna be me. Like, shit. Even though I'm gonna be talking about shit that's going on in hip hop or in the world, or we're gonna be listening to different books, I'm gonna still have my opinions. It's gonna still be like a regular ass conversation. Like, because I'm not the type to switch up. I've had money. Like, I've been broke. I've been poor. I've been rich. Like, and I like being rich more better, but, like, I've been through those stages and knowing, like, just because you got money in your account, that don't mean shit. Like, it really don't mean shit, because I'm not always on my phone, like, looking at my bank account. I'm not always thinking about the money that, like, what I got, and, like, whether it's cash, stocks, investments, Bitcoin. I'm not always checking that 24/7, especially when I'm sick, especially when my health is down. Like, I don't give a fuck about no money. So it's not about the money, but I do know that's a goal of mine. Shit, we trying to get some billions, cause I know I can have whatever the fuck I want on this planet. So why would I just want less? Why would I want nothing? Why would I settle for less when I know I can have the world? Like, there's nothing or nobody who will stop me from getting to where I'm going. Because if you kill me, that's only gonna make me more powerful. That's only gonna free me from this flesh. Flesh is hell. Getting Being sick, being in pain, that's hell. So once I'm free of this, like, what the fuck? And y'all gonna be like, oh shit, he was really powerful. Like, it's gonna show. I'm gonna show my ass when I die. That's all I'm gonna say. When I die, anybody who knows me, I'm gonna give you a sign to let you know. Don't be sad. you need to be happy as fuck that I'm out of here. Like, cause shit, I'm gonna let y'all know. And even if somebody do assassinate me, like, I'm best believe they not gonna live long. Oh shit, like, cause they gonna be coming right behind with me. But I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about getting no assassinated. I don't give a fuck about that shit. The fuck? I'm not. I haven't killed nobody. I haven't. I'm not in no. I'm not trying to be Martin Luther King. I'm definitely not trying to be Malcolm X. I'm not trying to be Nipsey Hussle. Like, even though they great men, I'm not trying to beat them. I'm not trying to go down the path they went. Yes, I'm gonna take what they did in their life, and I'm gonna add that to what I got going on to help me enhance my life in itself. But I'm not trying to beat nobody. Like, so if I can do this every day and get paid millions, what the fuck you think I'm gonna be doing? I'm gonna be doing this. Like, cause that's what it's about. Like, shit, I wanna have not money just to have it, but for experiences. I wanna be able to take longer vacations. I wanna be able to travel further. I have 7 kids, so they got, I need trust funds for them. Like, they got college. Even though they college is free, none of my kids will have to pay for college because I went to the military. Like, still, I want them to be good by the time they do graduate from college. So, and they probably don't even want to go to college because I know I didn't, but I did. So, I just want to make sure I'm good, my wife's good, my kids good, my surrounding is good, my business is good. Like, that's all that matters. So, I'm not trying to get famous. I'm not, like I said, I don't need millions of subscribers. All I need is like this right here. Like, I'm good with this right here. But I know it will grow. Like, so like I said, it's working out for me. At the end of the day, it's not about the money, fame, or success, but the journey on the pursuit. Exactly. It's all about the journey. Because most of the time when you get to where you was trying to go in life, like, most times you get what you've been asked for, and it's not really what you want, or it's definitely not what you need, but you still get what you asked for. So me, I know like the things that I asked for is super big. It's not nothing small, and I know what I'm asking for it for. Like, so when I ask for billions, I don't want to just have it so I can splurge on myself, be selfish. No, like that shit is gonna be dispersed into the world. Like, so I can build this shit up and like just add more positivity to the world. Like, you need money. Like, shit, you can't be poor and like trying to thinking you gonna have a message. Your health isn't down; it's recalibrating. Just felt I should say that for you, since we're. Thank you for that, because I had that thought too previously. I'm like, the only reason I'm going through this stage is because I'm basically being recalibrated. Like, I'm going through a new energy stage, like, or energy phase. I'm going through different growth. I'm doing different things. Like, so I'm purging, I'm cleansing out all the oldest, I ain't saying all the negativity, but all the old is being purged away. And like, shit, I'm just going through this stage. So I'm not letting it stop. I didn't let that stop me from posting shorts every day. Like, even though I wasn't getting on live every day, but I made sure I was posting. Like, so definitely shout out to Synergy for that message. Hey, that's what Positive Minds only started off as a podcast, so I definitely fuck with podcasting 100%. But I did forget about that until you re-mention it. So it's all about how you think. It's all about the words you put out, the things you say. Like, if you speak positivity, guess what your life is going to reflect. It may not be reflect that 100% of the time because you're going to go through this life. Like, literally, you got to go through this. This is hell. I tell people all the time, Earth is either hell or it's jail, which is both the same thing at the same time. You're just not getting your ass burnt 24/7 for eternity. But you're dealing with sickness. You're dealing with unhealthiness. You're dealing with fucking bullshit. You're dealing with other people who got bad intentions. Like, that's what this shit comes with. but you can't let it stop you. You can't let it phase you and let just settle for less. Like me, I never been cool with just settling for less. At first, I was, cause I thought I was in a good position. But when I look back on, I'm like, yeah, if you had to stay where you at now in your 20s, no, you probably I probably have been committed suicide. If, if I was going through what I was going through in my 20s, if I didn't evolve out of that, I'd have been like, oh no, like my life ain't getting no better. This is how my life is gonna always be. Nah, that's why I had to read Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret. That's why I had to read Think and Grow Rich. That's why I had to read The Secret and plenty other books to fix my mindset. Cause I'm like, I know, like, I know I'm supposed to have the work. I know I can have everything that I want. It's just like it's not happening for me. Like I had to figure out why it wasn't happening for me. So it wasn't happening for me because I wasn't focused on myself. I wasn't speaking up. I wasn't being my true self and my highest self. Like so, once I fixed that, flipped the script, took control over my mind, like then I was able to turn my life around. And now I'm able to get on live and have conversations and people resonate with it. But at first, when I would have a conversation, it'd just be probably me. Like, I was okay. Always been okay with just talking to myself. Like that's where the podcast came in. I didn't have it. I didn't start off with having a host or a co-host. It was just always me. Like so, and I wasn't even. I didn't have a guest until like my first year in. Like I probably was probably 11, probably 10 months in of podcasting before I had my first guest. So everything I did was strictly just me talking. So I would talk for hours just about just random shit. So I'm like, that's built my confidence up in speaking. Like, so if you try to do what is correct all the time, your life becomes a test. People need to just do what feels right in the moment and free themselves of the pressure that comes with our society. Exactly. I don't try to do what's correct because most of the time, let the world tell it what I'm doing is wrong. Like you're not supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. You're supposed to live by the. If anybody who read the book 1984, you're supposed to be like that. That's how the world wants you to be. Me, I'm not a person that's gonna conform. Like so, I break the rules. I'm a rebel. Like so, society don't want me to be popping. Society don't want me to be on a super big platform. Cause guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wake other people up, and then what you think? That's just gonna set trends that not gonna benefit humanity's plan, or not humanity's plan, but whoever's plan. I feel like the tools for growth show up when we're ready for growth. Like the student and the teacher. Exactly. Yeah, that's 100% true. Everything happens in divine timing. So when I was ready, that's when I was able to evolve to my highest self. Like so, everything that I went through, bad or good, it wasn't really bad or good. It was supposed to happen. Like so, I understand that, so I don't get stressed out about nothing. At first, I would be stressed out. In my 20s, that's when I did all my stressing. Like now, I understand. Literally, there's no reason for stress. There's no reason for me to be depressed about anything. Like literally, everything works out in my favor. Everything, whether it's bad to the eye, like to the public, like no matter what, everything has worked out in my favor when I decided to walk out on faith and believe in myself, trust myself, go with what feels right. Cause like I said, I'm not trying to be like politically correct. I don't give a fuck about being correct. I don't give a fuck if nobody believes what I believe in. Cause like I said, I know what works for me. Like I know what got me to the level I'm at, and I ain't no millionaire yet. But it's just a matter of time before that happens. It's just a matter of time before I'm monetized. It's just a matter of time before I'm a billionaire or my business is worth $1 billion. It's all about divine timing. So all I gotta do is wake up every day and do what I gotta do. Like and that's it. That's facts. Like once you realize like your algorithm for life and you don't go against that, like your life is gonna go completely better. And then when you add Like putting water on like your and your, you don't even have to have an altar. All you gotta do is have a counter, a dresser, and if you got a picture of one of your ancestors, a close person that was close to you before they died, all you need is their picture, a glass of water. If they smoked cigarettes, light a cigarette for them. Like if they like fruit, get a bowl of fruit. Put a bowl of get them a bowl of fruit. I'm telling you, if they like pop, open up a Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Do that, and your life will be 1,000 times better. Best way I can explain. You gonna see magic. You gonna believe in magic. That's the best way I can explain it. My life is truly magical, and I don't let nobody tell me it's not. Cause I know what I believe. Like I know what I believe. Most people believe in God, and they're like, I know God is real. I know what I believe in is real. I can't tell you what I truly. All I can say is I believe in me. Like I believe in the experiences that's led me into a 31-year-old man, and my life is going the way I want it to go. Like so, that's what matters. Like make just being a successful person is all about doing what you want to do. It's not about being a millionaire, billionaire. It's not about having a mansion. It's not about driving luxury vehicles. If you're a teacher and that's what you want to do, you love to do, Earl Nightingale said that's what success is. If you're a parent and you raising your kids to the best of your ability and you're happy, that's what success is. Like so my success is not your success. What I want in life is not what you gonna want in life. So I'm not worried about giving somebody game and them outdoing me. Because how you gonna outdo me and me being myself? Like literally, I'm just being myself. I'm not I'm not being extra. Y'all not getting no fake version of me. This is like, this ain't no act. Like, and when I get off this live, if I have a conversation with my wife, this the exact conversation I have with my wife or anybody who else that want to get on the phone with me. Like, they gonna have this conversation. Like, so I, all I can do is like continue, like I said, put the extra energy I got, the extra time I have on YouTube to get monetized, to grow my brand. Like, because I'm just trying to add another source of income when it comes to YouTube. Like that's what this is for. Like, and I ain't gonna tell y'all no lies, like shit, cause like that ain't even in me. Like, this just ain't in me. Stepping into my teacher bag is what I keep tiptoeing about now that I think about it. Hey, if you feel like that's what you had, you probably been a teacher your whole life and didn't like never even put two and two together. Like just talking to a person, giving them information, just giving talking to your friends, talking to family, and always being that person that's helping people. You are already a teacher. Like you don't. Most people think, oh, I gotta be have a big platform, gotta go to school to teach, or I need some type of degree or license. Nah, like if you truly, I'm a teacher. I've never went to school for teaching. Like, but at the same time, I know who I am. Like, so, hey, if you feel like being led to like being a teacher, hey, don't stop. Don't stop. My GG used to always tell me I was gonna be like a speaker or a preacher, but I'm like, when she used to tell me that, I used to never talk. I was the quiet kid. I would be the kid in school where everybody else is being loud, being funny, and I was the kid that was the teacher's pet because I never said nothing. So like when she would tell me, "Oh, you're gonna be a preacher," I see you speaking in front of a bunch of people. I'm like, I don't see how that's the case. When my older brother, he the one who was the talkative one. Every time we would go to church, he would be the kid that was the prodigal kid. Like he was the kid that was praying over the church, and we 11 years old, like type of shit like that. So I never seen me being no type of preacher, being no type of speaker, because I'm like, what worked for me at the time was keeping my mouth closed. But as I got older, I'm like, what worked for me as a child would not work as an adult. Like, and I realized every time I did open my mouth as a kid, it worked out for me. Like so, like I said, I only go towards what I know, what I believe in, what's been working for me, like what I feel like is my cheat code, or like that's what I go towards. Like that's what I talk about, and I know that's not the only like that only. It ain't gonna only work for me. Like I know I got the type of blueprint Nipsey got. Even though I'm not no rapper, like, I don't got multi-million-dollar businesses going on right now. Like y'all seeing me in the early stage. Like so, I'm an oracle, you can say, but the teaching gotta just come naturally. Like healer, that's more me. I'm definitely more a person like you. Like, definitely like each other. I'm definitely a healer. I heal people like through talking, through having these type of conversations. People don't understand like you don't have to be a healer to be a doctor, like or have some type of magical powers with your hands and none of that. Like, just me having a conversation is healing to somebody out there. I literally had on his shirt a couple of days ago. I got like I, I ain't no telling how many Nipsey Hussle shirts I got. I was gonna wear one for the live, but I need to wash clothes. But I literally got over like 5 shirts, over like 2 pairs of Nipsey Hussle shoes. Got the hoodie, got a hat. Like I'm so inspired by like just the marathon, like and what it meant and what he meant. Like shit, it's just like that's what makes me so focused and stand in my own lane, cause that's what he did. And you see what he did and what he created. So I'm like, if I follow his blueprint, then obviously it's gonna work out for me if like I stick to the plan, stick to the script. Yep, just through talking, like I heal. He Nipsey Hussle healed people through his music, through his interviews. So even like I said, even though I'm not a musician, like I still have the same gift as healing a person just by opening my mouth. So he was definitely different. Like he was definitely different. Like so, me, I know I'm like one of them type of individuals. I'm different, so I'm not trying to stick out too much. Even though I know I'm gonna stick out, I've always stood out. Like I'm not trying to be in the forefront. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to be well like known by everybody. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like I want my peace in anything. I want peace. I want to be able to lay down and like not wake up to millions of notifications with bullshit. Like I don't give a fuck what. No, I don't want no type of fame. Like I've experienced that already. That ain't what I want. I don't know much, but I know that I'm an artist. My goal is just to put my ideas out there in any way possible. That's all. I don't know much. Like I don't know a lot. Like that may sound cliche, but I don't know. Like all I know is like I said, what works for me. Like I already said, like you know, you're an artist. I was an artist, like not as a musician, but I would draw. As a kid, all I did every day was draw pictures, read books, study, do homework. That's all I focused on. Like, and that's what I knew as who I was. And as I got older, like I realized that the art I have now is speaking, like having conversations. This is art. Most people can't talk to like for hours and they don't have a bunch of comments just constantly going. Like, nah, I don't need that. I can talk off the strength of me being by myself. Like, I don't need nobody in my life, and I can talk to for hours and talk game, give game, and when whoever click on the live or whatever video, it could be a year from now. You could click on this video, and what I'm saying will resonate. Like that's the type of power I got. Like so, knowing that, all I gotta do is talk, open my mouth, get on live. That work out. There's people that need what you bring to the world. That's 100% true. No one knows anything. We just all figuring out as we go along. Wish I found that out sooner. I wish I had found that out because I ain't gonna lie. Growing up, I thought I was smart because I got good grades, but realizing being just because I got good grades and shit in school, that doesn't equate like to being a good person, like getting what you want out in the world. Like the best way I can explain it is school don't mean shit. Like it really don't teach you what you the real things you need to learn out of life. Yes, it teach you the basics, but as far as what you truly need to know to succeed in life, school would never teach you that. College would never teach you that. You can meet people in those settings that give you that information and that help you grow, but at the same time, they not teach you what you truly need to know in school. They're not gonna tell you what happened to you after you die. They're not gonna tell you, hey, you need to focus on you. Like, do what you want. Go. Don't worry about others' opinions. Don't follow nobody. Like, yes, I look up to Nipsey, but I can't follow his footsteps to the T. Like, cause I have my own journey. I got my own life. I got my own obstacles, personal shit that only I will go through. Like so, like I look up to Nipsey Hussle because he's passed away. Right now, he's considered a god to me. Like people don't understand. Like when you come on this life and you maximize like your life and you live it to the fullest and you pass away and you leave something as great as he did, you are now considered a god. If this was Greek mythology, he would be in the stars. It would be stars named after him. It'd be a constellation. It would be a constellation named after Nipsey Hussle. Like so, me understanding that, I know when I die, I'm gonna be looked up as a god. Like 1,000 years later, whatever I do is still gonna be like prevalent for that time. So people are gonna be like, hey, this nigga was like, they can look at me like Jesus. Like, but I don't want that. I don't care about that. Jesus didn't care about that. You think Jesus cared about what people was gonna be thinking about him 2,000 years later? Like, no. Like he was focused on what he had going on in the present moment. He stuck to his plan and he executed it. That's what I learned from like Jesus. That's why I don't knock Jesus. That's why even when I used to be like, hey, he can't be real. The only reason I said he wasn't real is because he was looked at as perfect. And I'm like, can't nobody be perfect. But now I'm older and I'm more like evolved. I understood like it wasn't about him being perfect. Like it was about like just walking your path and sticking to your script. That's Nipsey Hussle is like Jesus to me. I put them two in the same like box. Like I can't truly say Malcolm X and why, because I'm not truly a big follower of like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. So I truly don't know they. I mean, I know Martin Luther King stood for like togetherness and like non-segregation, but like I don't know if that was somebody else's agenda he was preaching. Like I don't know if he like I don't think he wrote like I know for a fact he didn't write that "I Have a Dream" speech. So it's he probably did write the "I Have a Dream" speech, but it was a one speech he spoke. I know he didn't write. It was white people who wrote what he wrote. I mean what he spoke on. So I never truly was a big Martin Luther King fan. Like even though he stood for righteousness, he was a positive person. But if you truly got to know MLK, you know like he was a hoe, like he was in some other shit. Man, Nipsey has helped me in this astral realm. He's so thought. Hey, that's why we here today. Like honestly, like he didn't help, like his music didn't help me through my dark. When I woke up, and I was in 2019. I woke up probably like spiritually woke up in like 2017. My daughter knocking on the door. Um, you ain't got on the phone, mom. Bye bye. As y'all can see, she don't care about what I got going on. But she definitely did distract me. But definitely Nipsey Hussle's music got me through. Like what I was saying, like in 2019, like even though I had woke up in like 2017, 2018, 2019, I still went through like my dark state, like broke shit, not having money, like just focusing on like the path, the journey. And as I focused on the journey, like shit, money wasn't coming in, but I was getting spiritually blessed. So like all 2019, all I was listening to was Nipsey. And that's the year he passed, but like that's the year like his music truly got me through like my dark stage. It was like when he passed away, like I went through a dark stage that whole like the rest of that year. Like was kind of bad. Like so but his music got me through it. Like that's the crazy part about it. Like, and I've always been a Nipsey fan. I mean, a Nipsey fan. I wasn't just a like I was just a fan of his like some of his singles, not even singles because he was never on the radio. Like so, but just what I did come across, the music I did come across, like I always had Nipsey music on my phone. But 2017, 2018, when Victory Lap came out, oh yeah, I was listening to that album, that whole like I still listen to Victory Lap today. Like Young Nigga is my favorite song all time. Not just like Nipsey Hussle songs, like but one of my all time favorite songs is Young Nigga. Like now I got favorite songs from the Temptations, from the Supremes, from the Canton Spirituals. That's a gospel group people don't even know about, but like I got favorite songs from goddamn Tears for Fears. People don't even know who that is. That's a white '80s group, and they sung this song called "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." Like that's another one of my favorite songs. But like I have so many favorite songs, but "Young Nigga" by Nipsey Hussle on Victory Lap. That's like the number one because I resonate with that song like so much. Like it's in most a lot of his music I resonate with, but that song right in particular, when I heard that song, I'm pretty sure I repeated that song probably like 10 times before I listened to the next song, like 100%. Me personally, I'm not religious. I consider myself an agnostic. I look at it like this: all I know is that I can do what I can do, and it's up to me to got the same type of beliefs. But like I said, I don't knock Jesus. Whether Jesus walked this planet or not, that's still somebody who like did good things. Like me knowing like Hercules wasn't real, knowing fucking Zeus ain't real. Like I still fuck with those characters. So even though I don't fuck with the Bible like that, like like I do recommend like anybody like even if you're not religious, read the read the Bible because it got game in it. Like and if anything got game in it, that's what you need to be tapping into. Shouldn't be tapping into what anybody else tell you need to read. You need to follow your spirit, your heart into what you should be reading. So me, I'm definitely a huge reader. I love reading. Like and like I said, my phone is pretty sure it's about to die. So I'm surprised it lasted an extra hour when the thing came on. But I think I'm gonna end this live because I don't want it to cut off. Yeah, like I don't want that type of energy. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna be here tomorrow again. Like, hopefully I'm at 100%. I'm healthy. Thank you Synergy for like that message. I am healthy. I'm just going through that stage, that new stage when I'm shed like a snake. I'm shedding the old, and I'm like, I'm just going through that stage, that COVID, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely gonna. I don't know what time I'm gonna be here tomorrow, but I will be back. And like, hey, make sure you subscribe to grow your channel. Post shorts, your favorite shorts. You see, I post Nipsey, Young Dolph. I'll post Yo Gotti shorts because I'm not a person who takes sides. Like, if you got some game, I'm gonna post that short because that's what it's about. Positive minds only. We out.